I'm John Lee from the 18th District in Clark County. I'm Mr. No Light Rail, No Tolls to my constituent. I've been watching the I-5 Interstate Bridge Replacement Program for well over a decade, back when it was the Columbia River crossing. It's an outrageous boondoggle. It started at low end of $3.2 billion. It has now exploded. 2 weeks ago, we learned the top end could be over $18 billion. It's ridiculous. The amount of money that they've spent is about $250 million. So late this afternoon, I filed a bill calling for a performance audit of the entire program. Not only do we want to know, is the money properly accounted for, but are they doing what they're supposed to? Is the general engineering contractor properly performing for that level of expertise, let alone the subcontractors? They've spent 10% of their money on PR and communications. It's supposed to be engineering. I could go on forever about the flawed transit ridership. How can you have an expert that is internationally known that doesn't use a federally required program for evaluating transit ridership? It had been in place for a decade and they didn't use it. They gave us unbelievably exaggerated transit ridership in order to make the excuse they needed light rail and high capacity transit as part of the project. The initial proposal was transit was $2 billion out of the $7.5 billion project, over a quarter of it. Absolutely ridiculous. They're replacing a 3-lane bridge with another 3 through-lane bridge. Ridiculous when the West Coast, hugely bad in terms of traffic congestion. Everybody's stuck. In fact, just this week, Seattle was announced as the 7th worst in the nation for traffic congestion, and that's because they hate cars and they love mass transit. But bottom line, we got to dig in before we waste 6, 8, 10, 12, $17 billion of the people's money. It's ridiculous, and we've got to stop it. We don't want a big dig like Boston. We don't want a California high-speed rail that wastes huge amounts of the people's money and delivers nothing.